Good morning, South High School. This is Mr. Formulo coming to you with another episode of Living in FlexMod. Today, our topic of discussion is attendance. And I'm hoping that by the end of this lesson today that we'll each have a better understanding of how the length and time of a class is determined by the number of mods, whether it be a one mod section all the way up to a six mod section on any given day. I'm hoping we'll have a better understanding of how passing time will work in FlexMod and also understand the different processes and procedures for how attendance is recorded in FlexMod. Just to review, this is an example of our schedule. Please keep in mind that there are 29 mods. Most mods are 15 minutes in length, and I say most because homeroom mod is a 25-minute mod. As you can see, the shaded area is the allocated time for which the commons will be open for lunch. And we're going to be providing this as a poster throughout the school as we get closer to FlexMod and during FlexMod to help you navigate the time that you have in getting to where you need to be. So how is a class developed? We know that a class is built upon mods, and a section is any given amount of mods on any given day. So a class would be anywhere from 14 to 16 mods. And we know that a mod is anywhere from 15 minutes in length. So mods are combined to create a section for your class. If you have a 3-mod class, it is technically 45 minutes in length. There has been the question of, well, where is my passing period? And we don't have passing period on the schedule because the way passing period will work is passing period is identified by the last 5 minutes of any ending mod for your class. That is your passing period. There won't be any bells because everyone will be in the hallways at various times depending on their schedule and when they need to get to their next class. So we do have some ideas that I'll get to a little bit later about how we're going to help you with navigating the hallways. So let's look at a few scenarios. Here's how long the instructional time actually is in a section that is created by that number of mods. So a 1-mod class is technically 10 minutes because the last 5 minutes of that mod is for passing. So if we look at a 3-mod class, technically it would be a 45-minute course, but we know that the last 5 minutes of the last mod is for passing. So it's really a 40-minute instructional course. I hope this helps clarify how the mods put together when the passing time is put into the schedule. This was something that came up quite a bit. Please keep the questions coming if you're still having concerns or some anxiety around how that will work. So how does attendance work? Attendance will be very similar to how it is now, other than the fact that there's going to be a huge transition for us and that we really have to be carrying around our ID badges now, as you can see Ms. Grabo is demonstrating in the image, because we will be scanning in to the majority of our classes throughout the day. Now there's different types of ways that we scan in or that our attendance is recorded. There's positive attendance, there's negative attendance, there's journaling, which I call travel mode, and there will be scanners in the majority of the areas that we have, and yes, we still will keep the tardy policy. Thanks for that question, but if you don't make it to a class on time, there's still the expectation that you go to the main office or the attendance office to get a tardy pass. So scanners will be outfitted in any classroom that has 40 or more students. So that would include our LGI, our medium group instruction rooms, physical education, music will be using scanners. The Commons will continue, and the Library and Literacy Center will continue to use scanners. So let's look first at positive attendance. So the way positive attendance works, and it will most likely be used in our largest areas, so the LGI, the medium group instruction room, and continue to be used in our Library and Literacy Center and in the Commons. So you are marked absent until you scan in. So the system has you marked absent. If you don't scan in, then you stay absent. So it's your responsibility that when you get to class that you scan in, then you are marked present. Negative attendance is still going to be controlled by the teacher. So if you're in a class of less than 40 or if you're in a structured resource, your teacher will record your attendance when you get there. So technically you are present until your teacher records you as absent. All right, so we have our structured personal learning time, okay, and I just want to be very clear that if you have a resource that's assigned to you, it's still going to be negative attendance in that your teacher will be recording your attendance when you get to that class. We do have something else that's called journaling, as I had mentioned, and this is what I call the travel mode. This is more or less for those students who are in that independent PLT format, that you are given the freedom to kind of navigate the building, self-regulate your time to get the needs that you have academically. Scanners will be in all the resource centers throughout the school. They'll be in the Commons, the Library and Literacy Center, as I mentioned, and also in the Counseling Center. So how this will work for those of you in independent PLT, and when you want to enter into travel mode, is once you have scanned in for your attendance, your ID card kind of becomes your passport throughout the building. So if you are in the study hall to start out your independent personal learning time, and you decide that you want to go check out a few things throughout the building, you would then scan out of the Commons and enter into travel mode, and would be then expected to scan in your next location. So when you get there, you would scan in. You have now closed that loop, and your attendance is recorded positively. If you do scan out of an area and don't scan in somewhere else, then you're going to be marked as unexcused for that section. Passing period, as I had mentioned, is the last 5 minutes of any ending mod in your class. We will not be using bells other than cleanup bells in some areas. And passing period will vary individually. This is why we can't have a set schedule for bells. And there will be a lot of work that we'll be spending on to make sure that we're able to be committed, demonstrate effort, and be respectful in flex mod, where we know that we may be in the class transitioning to our next destination, but many people are still in the process of teaching and learning, and we want to make sure that we're not interrupting that to the best of our ability. To help you with navigating your time, we will be installing televisions with a countdown screen, where the last 5 minutes of every mod is going to flip to a 5-minute video or countdown showing you reminders of where you need to be and let you know how much time you have to get to your next location. In addition to the countdown, it's also going to be streaming announcements so that you can keep up with the things that are happening at the school and where you might need to be or what you might want to do based on what you see there. So this is a good introduction to how attendance works. I'm sure this is going to generate a lot of questions. I just wanted to give you the overview of what it looks like so that we can continue formatting and creating videos for you as we go to help clarify the questions that you have. Please log into the Haiku site, use the Google form to ask any questions that you may have about FlexMod. Thank you, and have a great day, Red Wings.